What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Root. So this is kind of like a lateral type video here, more or less. Not so much a full bound top five, but kind of within the pitch of like a list of five videos, to list of five songs to recommend here. So within the particular pitch behind it, I'm going to talk about five songs in a rock type sense that I would recommend more or less, or at least within the fray, has some pretty good fits to like restaurant type fare and eating out as far as this pitch kind of happens. Kind of within the ordeal. Nowadays, not as much commonplace within the pitch behind it. Noticing about certain 90s type songs, pitches like that, like some of the ones that are going to be within this list. It's kind of the fair as far as saying is a little bit more commonplace, not just strictly like a bar or like a nightclub that particularly has food about it, but just more places where it would have like a menu and something like that to be able to order food and some of those type aspects where you'd have like a booth and some of those type fairs where you'd have to tip and some of those type products. So it's kind of the pitch as far as saying just a list of five songs within those aspects to kind of have like some more or less just food type fare more primarily in mind. Not to say as if it's designated towards those things, but good type pitch to kind of pick up on that product as something to listen to with more of like a setting of just to dine in as far as those pitch can have. So just kind of the tone. One of which is Walking on the Sun. One of which is Walking on the Sun by Smash Mouth from their 1997 album Fushu Mang within these pitches. This song is like a summer fried kind of breather from like a hot day, I would definitely say here. Very energetic and infectious from this particular fair about this song, just like if you were to catch it radio bound pitches like that, just out and about some of those type fairs. It's a great song to grab like Hella Wings too, pitches like that. So it's kind of the ordeal. This particular song, I'm also going to say with some of these five songs here, some songs that this particularly goes along with. So just within the pitch to help bolster some of those type products that having further type restaurant type fare as if it would be the product. Now, within the full bound type sense, it's not every with this particular album, the Smash Mouth album, it has all three of these singles that do kind of feel like restaurant type fare, but there's going to be some of these type ones off the album of other ones I recommend. They're not necessarily the singles within these pitches and just pitches like that. So it's kind of the fair as far as saying just other type songs from what I remember, pitches like that to kind of recommend. But this one's kind of a freebie type one within the pitch, just within the aspect as far as saying the two other songs I would recommend within these pitches that's similar to Walking on the Sun for some excellent kind of restaurant TJI, some excellent kind of restaurant TGI Fridays, Olive Garden type fair pitches like that, some stuff places. Applebee's pitches like that would be songs like "Why Can't We Be Friends," the cover song that they did, and then the Fawns as far as those pitches. All three of the singles from Smash Mouth '97 definitely hit the nail on the head pretty well within these pitches. Yeah, they just had that particular fair. Smash Mouth was always pretty good doing restaurant type songs. It's a good fair to go out to eat and grab a bite as far as those pitches can have. It's just excellent type products. Some of these more energetic than others, but particularly in the 90s, especially 97 and 99, they had some pitches like that as far as those pitches going to go. Now I could just do songs from other type albums, pitches like that. I could pick some ones from obviously, All Stars pretty good with that as well, some of those fairs, but I'm gonna pick differential type ones. But next song within the list, and just to say this is not in any particular order within these pitches. I'm just listing five songs within the product that would have that have some good restaurant type fare about them. So it's not within a ranking type aspect. It's not like just as far as picking five songs it's gonna have within those aspects. But No Sleep Till Brooklyn by Beastie Boys, another nice one within these pitches for some of those type fairs. This is off a Licensed Ill from 1986 as far as those fairs gonna go. This particular song, No Sleep Till Brooklyn's like this particular song, No Sleep Till Brooklyn's like a grand sports and oldies bar kind of schmooze to get within these aspects here. Just cold beer and some onion rings. I would definitely recommend for this. Just have a ball game on some of those type pitches within the format. So just kind of retro within the aspect. Some of these type ones do have some 80s type flair about within the pitch as far as like those particular projects. It just definitely the product of like a classic kind of American baseball game. Some of those type pitches within the format. Other type fairs like that. Just easy kind of sports bear type. Easy kind of sports bar, peanuts, popcorn, hot dogs, some type pitches within the format of it. This particular song, No Sleep Till Brooklyn, within some of these type fairs. Now, Beastie Boys had a few more singles within these aspects. Not every single one of these type ones suits for like restaurant type fare, but there are some further type ones. At least a couple more would be The New Style, Fight for Your Rights, definitely a quality one that is pretty choice within those aspects, and then Brass Monkey for more drink type fare. So it's kind of the pitch. Some of these type ones just to say if it is a restaurant that serves liquor pitches like that, I would say Brass Monkey for more pals, kind of with an aspect if you have some drinking buddies, good aspects like that. It's kind of the fair as far as going and watching like a ball game out and about with like some bar type fashion to be able to have a few rounds in your system pitches like that. So good type fairs. Bring the bells along, get them like a mojito or an Alizé as far as those pitch kind of sex and type ordeal. When I Come Around by Green Day is the next one within these pitches. It's pretty excellent. This is from the Dookie album from 1994. This particular song is like a routine kind of hot spot and lazy relief from like Dredge, I'd say, within the aspects here. So this kind of product to like a little bit more forlorn from like the workday within those aspects within those pitches. Kind of more simmering and gummy pitches like that, just like the relative aspect of this. relatively kind of transcendent, but more mellow type glaze type factor of like that particular fair of just like the after effects of post grunge type aspect. Not so much grunge, but just within fair, just like kind of a dazed kind of feel pitches like that. Good type ordeals. But this is a good nice one for some potato. It's a good nice one for some potato wedges, pitches like that, and some tomfoolery as far as those pitch kind of goes. So this kind of aspect. This one's a little bit more lounge centric within the ordeal behind. It's kind of more typical kind of we're frequenting this particular aspect of like a restaurant type very routinely kind of go and hear some of these type pitches and just having like a usual order or something like that within aspects of just like kicking back. Now within the song type fair saying when I come around it's kind of meeting up with folks just an aspect that's not as commonplace within the tone behind it, but it's just kind of the pitch as far as just having that frequented kind of spot, like when you think of movies out of the 80s and early 90s pitches like that, sound step ordeals, good type fare. This particular song goes along with Basket Case and Welcome to Paradise, further type singles off of Dookie as far as those aspects going to happen. I look within the tone, just further type products for that. Some of these type ones, like Welcome to Paradise, a little bit more energetic, but it just goes to like the product of just differential type fare within the product of like the afternoon out at the restaurants for us pitch can happen. Same thing with Basket Case, a little bit more. It's kind of a bop of a time as far as those pitch can happen. Just classic Green Day and like a punk type sense, good type ordeals for that. Photography by Weezer is a nice one. Now, this is a particular one from the Green album from 2001. Good type pitches. It's a little bit more recent type ones. Good type ordeals here. It's like a surreal but straightforward kind of factory good times to get within these aspects about it. Just good song, grab like cheese curds pitches like that and have some quotes going. By quotes meaning like movie quotes, memes, some of those type fairs within pitch, just an aspect like the standard product of just catching up some of those type fairs. So just good product of homies type fashion within the pitch. It just like typical kind of times where it is kind of just where it might more or less get to surreal type territory, kind of makes you kind of almost more or less could be tear jerking or tugging within those aspects within the tone. Just like the product of like a good ass time within some type pitches was this kind of product as far as like the particular fair of that song being photography pitches like that. So it just kind of does it in a straightforward type sense. It's more lackadaisical and just more lackadaisical and plain kind of commonplace, but just a good type aspect, the factory type ones, similar to Weezer, how some of those type ones kind of get. Some good factory Weezer. I need to catch up with Weezer some more within these recent type times in terms of these album reviews within these pitches. But this particular song goes with at least one other single. I'd probably say Hash Pipe wouldn't as full bound kind of be more of like a restaurant type song with the pitch. Not like it could, but it's kind of the aspect of this questioning, like the drug use type fair. Not like there's a problem. I obviously recommend smoking, but it's just kind of with the pitch, like day product and like a blue collar work shift kind of scene. Was kind of pitch. I would definitely say Island in the Sun, which is a song that has over 1 billion plays on Spotify. That's a good, nice one, a more summer lick type sense. And then Smile kind of has that product as well, as far as just like a more straightforward type one to kind of chillax to after a long day. So it's kind of the product as far as those fairs gonna have, and just kind of the embellished of like some of those type fairs within it, appreciating the fair. And then the fifth song off this particular video within these pitches would be "For Those About to Rock" by AC/DC off of there. For those about to rock album from 1981. So this was the next album that they dropped after the hit, one of the highest selling albums of all time, Back in Black album within those pitches. You know, within the fair, I haven't gotten around. This is one of the few type ones that I haven't gotten around. It's the only album out of the 5 that I haven't gotten around to reviewing pitches like that, but I have owned the sound for a considerable while. I've fucked with it, just questioning the concept, questioning why this album didn't sell as highly as the particular kind of smash album from 1980, Back in Black, as far as this pitch album. It's definitely, I mean, it's a pretty thorough type one. I sense that probably when I review this album later on, eventually when I get to it, the 1981 album will probably get a pretty high score. But for those about to rock, it's like a grand kind of simmer down for the day in like a social kind of fashion here as far as these pitch kind of go. Great song for some barbecue pitches like that, I'd have to say. So this is a lazier type song. I feel like Back in Black was kind of more within the pitch. It had more summer fried typeness. It's more missed like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock p.m. This is more 6 o'clock, more kind of a dinner type territory, more so than lunch, like some of these other type songs. Like I feel like When I Come Around, No Sleep Till Brooklyn, Walking on the Sun, these are more lunchtime type songs, but there are a couple evening type ones for more dinner type aspects as well. Photography kind of more or less, but this particular one's like a more throwback type one that kind of does that. Kind of more simmer down for the day, settle in type fashion, not terribly much going on past this particular activity, or more or less within that tone, just a little bit more late, a little bit more fed type territory pitches like that. But this particular song goes along with Evil Walks, which is not a single off this album, and Let's Get It Up, which was another single off the particular fair about For Those About to Rock, as far as those pitch kind of happen. So all these have a real laid back and just kind of just more or less swashed about. All these songs, at least the songs I chose off this particular album, all these songs I particularly chose off the For Those About to Rock album within these pitches have a little bit more swash type format and taken it back within those tones, but they do fit like the format of just like good restaurant type of feel for like some socialized and just a more kind of probably about a 6.75 or 7 in energy within those players. Not so much get shit faced full bound like the Beastie Boys and possibly the Weezer albums, some of those type pitches within the format. Just kind of miss the aspect of just kind of the fair, just kind of more comfy and cozy kind of dinner pitches like that. Some of those aspects. So I look after tones. That's the product about this particular bonus video within these aspects. So it's good type product. Now I would do more of these kind of within the faction. It's been probably, for those that remember, it's probably been since late 2022 when I did the top Thursday songs video within those pitches. Since I've done one of these, I'd like to get to more of these, but it's just kind of, it's not as commonplace. I kind of think of like these lateral type fashions. This particular video trying to comprise this took the better part of October. I've been trying to comprise this particular video since probably like late September 2025, pitches like that. So it's kind of an ordeal. Possibly I could get to some more of these, but it's just kind of the fashion of doing it. But yeah, this is just some restaurant type songs for some of those type fairs. And you got some bonus type songs on top of that that kind of suit the 5 songs that I chose. So good type fairs.